All right, guys. So I've decided to make a quick little video. I need to replace the rack and pinion on this 2007 Range Rover Sport. This is the supercharged model, but I think it's the same process from 2006 all the way through 2010, 13, maybe 13. Um, so I didn't find any good videos online, and all the reading I did didn't kind of specify how you got to get the rack and pinion out of there. In most vehicles, it's not that easy. Some vehicles, just unbolt it, slide it out underneath. But this one's kind of in between the chassis and the engine. So first thing I did was obviously lift it. Used everything I had, jacks, jack stands. I put the tires under there just for safety measures because these are heavy vehicles. Next thing I did was pop the hood, disconnected the battery. I disconnected the positive. You usually want to disconnect the negative, but this one's deep in there, rusted out. I didn't really want to mess with it, so I'll end up cleaning it later. But for now, I just want to disconnect the battery. So I disconnected the positive, put a rag under there. That way it doesn't make any contact. Second thing I did was use the seatbelt to kind of hold the steering wheel in place. That way it doesn't spin once you disconnect the rack from the steering shaft. Okay, next thing I did was I went on both sides and took care of these I guess I took the tires off, and then I took the outer tie rod bolt out. It was an 18 millimeter with an impact, zipped right out, and I kind of hit it with the rubber mallet. It came out. This had been off before because we replaced the lower control arm, so it was still, I haven't ran it that much, so it was still real easy to come out. Okay, and I did that on both sides. Same thing on this side, that one here. Okay, just kind of zipped it right out with the impact. Okay, next thing I did was I worked my way under the car now. This is for where the steering rack connects to the chassis, to the body. I used a 3/4 inch with a 3/8 inch ratchet. You can't use a deep socket in here because it doesn't fit because of the ace lines. I think these are what they are. Yeah, so I mean, you can always try it, but a deep socket almost reached through here, but it was too short, and I didn't have an extension, a smallish one. If I used a long one, I mean, I still might have worked, but anyways, I used a small regular size socket, 3/4 inch size. The socket was 3/4 inch, and I just kind of held it in the back with the crescent wrench. Took the bolt out both sides. This is the other side. It's in there, you can't really see it, but once I did that, I disconnected the shaft. It's already disconnected. I'm getting ready to pull it out. I disconnected the shaft I disconnected the rack from the steering shaft up there. Let's see if I can zoom in. There it is. Okay, so all I did was reached in there with the 8 millimeter. See where 8 millimeter small 1/4 inch socket. 8 millimeter 1/4 inch socket with the 1/4 inch ratchet. Perfect size. I was able to do it with one hand. The first couple turns were really tight because I think they have Loctite on it. I saw some blue stuff on the bolt. But anyways, I was able to get that. Just kind of reached in through here. This is probably the hard way because I saw that I could have turned the wheel a little bit, and I would be able to get it with a long extension on the other side of this air shock. But I mean, I didn't want to move the steering too much, so I just kind of did that, and that's when it locked. When I turned the wheel a little bit to kind of gain access to it through the backside. Okay, once I did that, I went ahead and disconnected the power steering. What is it? The high pressure lines. I put one up here. So this one comes out last. The O-rings, they just kind of pop in. This one does, right? So I put it in here just to get it out of the way. And this is the other one. So that other one goes in first. This one kind of wraps around it, and then you bolt it in there. This is a 10 millimeter bolt. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. This is the one. 10 millimeter worked. It looks like it's a different style bolt, but a 10 millimeter worked for this. It was really tight, 'cause like I said, you can tell it kind of had some Loctite on it. You can't see it now anymore. I might have, but you can see it a little bit. But this one sucked because it's just so tight in there. So yeah, so I did that. And I'm actually lying. This is the one. This is the one for the hose. Okay, 10 millimeter. Let me get this one out of the way. Okay. Okay, once I got that disconnected from the lines disconnected from the rack, I went ahead and took the bolt out. There's 2 bolts that connect to this rack. So it's that one for the lines. You see that? This is a used rack I'm throwing in there. It's supposed to be good. I bought it from a friend of mine. Yeah, this is where the lines connect, right? This is the bolt, and this is the other one I'm talking to you about. So this one holds the ace lines, kind of something like this, right? Or the high pressure hoses. Just took that 10 millimeter out. Yeah, this is a 10 as well. So took that out. Okay. Disconnected the connector from up there, of course. This one, you just pull this pin out, and the pin comes all the way out, or you can leave it on there. I don't know if you can pull the plug out with it on there, but I took it all the way out, unplugged this, and then I just kind of hung it up here for now. Just out of the way, that way it doesn't get messed up. Once I did that, I took the oil filter out. It did leak a little bit of oil. Let it kind of drain for a little bit, and then cleaned it up a little bit. As you can see, it's still kind of leaking, but I cleaned it because I'm gonna be under there. I just kind of wiped it. I didn't clean it too good. All right, once I did that, I came over here. See this here? This had a 10 millimeter bolt holding these ace lines on here, right? So I don't know if I needed to do this, but I did it anyways because I needed this side of the steering rack to come this way, come towards the front of the vehicle. That way it can slide out, because what was happening was I was able to slide once I removed all those bolts and everything, the oil filter. I kind of bent the high pressure line that goes to the pump just a little bit up, just a tiny bit, like nothing almost. And it gave me a little more clearance. But what was happening was I was able to slide this all the way this way, but this side was stuck on there until I moved those ace lines. I'm telling you right there. I removed that, and I was able to slide these out of the way. You see that? That was all it needed. Once I did that, I pulled the rack all the way. So the rack, the shaft is pointed that way, right? So what you want to do is you want to get it off the steering shaft. You want to pull it off of that. I kind of just used a hammer to like pull it off of there, right? Let me zoom in so you can see. Okay, I just used a hammer, like a rubber mallet, put a screwdriver on there, and it popped right out, right? So what you want to do after it pops out, you want to zoom out. You want to make it go down, right? Down, and you want to slide it up this way. So I would put it back in there, but with one hand, and this thing's pretty heavy. But you want to slide it. The power steering rack is gonna be pointing that way because it connects to the steering shaft right there, right? Once you disconnect it, put it down, pull it down, push it down, and you want to slide it into here, as far up as you can on here. Okay, There's also this tab here. Where is it? This one here was up, right? I'll be able to bend it back because the steering shaft's on there, but this thing was up, sticking up like this. So I just kind of pulled it down and bent it down. It's just the, like you put the lines on there and like a holder or something. Nothing was on there connected on this car. I don't know what it's for, but I just kind of bent it out of the way. And then I pulled this thing as far up as I could, right? As far up as I could. And then it finally cleared the body right there. And I was able to just kind of let it fall. And right now, it's getting ready to just be pulled out, as you can see. I just got to mess with it a little bit and it'll pull right out. But, I mean, it took me about an hour to get everything disconnected, and I've been just messing with it for the past 30 minutes. And I finally decided to just make a video since there's no good videos. And I've been looking and was a little intimidated. I've done multiple rack and pinions on other vehicles, but not on this one. The hardest thing I've done on this one is AC compressor. You have to remove the pump and it's a mess. But if you can do that, then you can definitely do this. So, all right, so pull it off the steering shaft, right there. Tilt it down, pull it all the way up. Disconnect all those hoses, pull that side up this way towards the front of the vehicle, and then you'll just be able to slide it out. Okay? And like I'm telling you, it's already loose. I just need to like kind of twist it. It's probably stuck on that side a little bit, but see, it came right out. See? Alright, so it's probably stuck right here somewhere, because it has the where it connects right here. Those things stick out, and that's what makes it stick. Let's see if I can pull it out with one hand. Oh, so what's going on is, see this right here, it's stuck. See that? That's why they recommend you take off the tie rod ends, but I don't feel it's absolutely necessary. See that? Sorry. Okay. Still, it's getting stuck. That's why they say just take them off, but I don't really feel like dealing with all the fluid. So, and there it is, guys. It's off. I couldn't tell you how long it took me because I wasn't really timing myself. But that last piece right there took me 12 minutes. This middle's 12 minutes. I'd say roughly about an hour to take it out, another hour to put it in and do it correctly. But hope you liked the video. Yeah, just make sure you remove these ace pipes holders and kind of pull them out of the way. As you can see, these are out of the way. They should be up here. I just kind of gently bent it like that and pulled it down. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna get this one cleaned up. This is the new one, but it's used. I think it had 110,000 miles. This one seems to be the original one, so it has 173,000 miles, something like that. So what happened with this one was the previous owner, I just recently got this maybe a couple weeks ago. Previous owner blew out the front airbags. He hit like a ditch or something. He passed out on the wheel, messed up all the control arms, CBX on driver's side. And he tried to fix it himself. He replaced all the lower control arms, which heck yeah, you know, I don't have to deal with that. I just basically have to get an alignment. But he sold it to me. He said all I needed was power steering fluid. The steering rack was freaking hard. But I still drove it home, an hour home. And once I got home and filled it up with fluid, it started leaking right out of here. So that can't be good. Somewhere in here, it could have been that, could have been this, but right now it was leaking from out here. So I don't know what happened. As soon as I found that out, I went and talked to my buddy. He parts out Range Rovers. He has a bunch of them. He gave me this thing for $100, which is not bad. I mean, I saw they're like $166 plus shipping on eBay. So he saved me about 60 bucks. So tonight, I got that this morning. So tonight I am going to finish this up, and hopefully there's no more leaks. So okay, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it helps. And God bless.